Good evening, everyone. Just checking in after a long day. We spent the day at Kilby Correctional Facility. At least I did. Heidi went to another facility to meet with women. And it was interesting because, I've been inside 3 days in a row now. I've been in front of three different groups of men. And every day, I sense something different. And, the first day I kind of sensed the men were kind of complacent about the things that I were talking about. The second day, which we thought was going to be a more difficult group of men, they were really engaged. They were really intentional. Like I could tell that they were looking to hear something that maybe they'd never heard before. In fact, I had a guy come up to me that day and say, you know something, you turned on a switch in me that's never been turned on. You showed me something about myself I've never seen before. I had a lot of comments like that yesterday. Really engaged. I stirred up their emotions, and as I was speaking, I could just really sense the pain and the brokenness in that room. And then today was, a Kilby. Kilby is kind of, some guys are serving their time there. Other guys are getting ready to go out for, a long time, and they're going to be going to different institutions. And I said, look, I don't know how long you're going out, but I wanna encourage you to, where this could be a time of being anxious and filled with fear about where you're going and what's going to happen to you while you're there. I want you to try to look it through a different perspective, that this can be a time of healing. This can be a time of equipping yourself and preparing yourself to come home and to do it right. Because, for whatever reason you're here, this doesn't have to define the rest of your life moving forward. But as some of the guys were engaged, but as I looked overall, there was just this kind of blank, nobody's home look on a lot of the men's faces. I mean, this was, it's just, this is the way men and women are when they come in. They're broken and they're hopeless. And that's kind of the look I saw. So they listened to me really intently. You just don't know. You don't know what you may or may not have accomplished. But I go knowing that the work I do, the labor I do in the Lord, I know it's not in vain. The Word says that, and I also go knowing that I've tried everything there is in life. I've never found a car that has satisfied me for any length of time. A boat, a home, clothes, toy, anything. There's nothing in this world that satisfies our craving for any kind of length of time. And the only thing that has satisfied me and filled that void is my relationship with Jesus Christ. So, when I go there, these guys are amazed that I would come back in. But I said, look, I'm trying to give you something that, next week there's not going to be a newer and greater model. There's not going to be better technology. It isn't going to change. It never changes. God is unchangeable. The only thing that changes is our culture, and that's why you see the kind of evil in this world you're seeing. The further we move away from God, well, the more evil there is. Some say, the absence of, I think it was Einstein who said, he said, cold is a result of the absence of heat. I'm trying to think of, darkness is the result of the absence of light. And I'm telling you something, evil is the result of the absence of God. When the further we move away, just keep expecting things to get worse. But each one of us has our own choice to make in terms of God, in terms of who he says he is and what he says he can do. And look, everything, the further away we go, the worse things get. And there's a verse in Psalm 119, verse 29. I think it's in the translation of the Message Bible. It says, Lord, keep me from lying to myself. And a lot of us in leadership positions, a lot of us in this country are lying to ourselves when we say, there is no God and there is no consequence for doing anything I want to do. It says, a people without a vision cast off restraint. And that's kind of what I see. The further we move away from a kind of a lifestyle of morality, where we are, obedient to a certain set of moral standards, the more fatherlessness increases, the more addiction increases, the more suicide, incarceration, hopelessness, you name it. And so, I'm not going to lie to myself. I've been in the world 60 years now. I've grown up in a world where I've seen things increasingly get worse, despite the fact that we are more intelligent beings, or at least we're supposed to be. So, I go into these prisons and I confront these men about the lies they believed. And basically, I ask them the question: how many of you think you came to prison because you were men who believed the truth? And never a hand goes up. And I said, well, once I realize that what I believe is a lie and it's destroying my life, then I have a responsibility to do something about that, to prevent it from continuing to have dominion or control and power over my life. I said, because otherwise, if I don't do anything about the lies in my life, then I'm a fool. I'm nothing but a fool. And so, I share my testimony. I explain to them how I've been that fool, but also how I've been able to redefine my life through a relationship with Jesus Christ. And everything I am today and all the success I know today is a result of me getting in the Word of God and not only reading it, but doing it. And I really try to stress this to them. And so tomorrow I'm going back to Bibbs Prison, Bibbs County Lockup or County Correctional Facility, state prison here in Alabama. Interestingly, one of the worst, I guess, here in Alabama, from what I understand. I'm going to go through a special program they have there with the inmates all day. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's kind of a program based on, values of morality and Christian values, and I'm really looking forward to seeing, exactly what it is they do and the types of issues they address with the men there. So look, I'll get back to you tomorrow. Just wanted to touch base. I'm ready for the sack, and I'll check in tomorrow. Good night, everyone.